Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Barron's Park here in Elmhurst, Illinois. I'm Tim Calderwood. Kevin Jude is alongside for another Blue Jay TV production as Elmhurst College men's soccer christens the home portion of the 2011 slate in front of the home fans. The Blue Jays are 1-1 in their first two matches this year. Opponent on this Tuesday is Olivet College, first ever meeting between these two programs in men's soccer. Barron's Park, a venue off campus in Elmhurst. The men's soccer team will play all of their home matches here, in fact. A little bit of a new look to the Elmhurst squad after a couple of very solid seasons. The Blue Jays in the white unis will open with possession as they head right to left on this Tuesday. Kind of a younger squad, but experienced at the strong possessions on the offensive side, Kevin.
Definitely. They've got some goal scorers here. Brian McMahon, a two-time all-conference player, the former conference player of the year, and already a different look that we're seeing here. McMahon lined up in the back here for the Blue Jays.
See how long that lasts as he tries to bring it up into the midfield, directing Matt Sterner.
Matt Sterner, another one of those offensive powers, an all-conference player 2 years ago, led the team in goals last season as well. Austin Haas with a takeaway, tries to blast, but sails it high.
A couple of freshman netminders today. For Olivet, it's Alex Lang out of West Bloomfield, Michigan. And for the Blue Jays in goal,
John Reglin.
6'1" freshman, also out of Michigan. Both played in the contest this year. Elmhurst has surrendered 2 goals in each of their first 2 matches, a 2-1 loss to Central and a 3-2 win over Simpson, both Iowa Conference foes.
This is Reglin's second start of the year. He played in the opener. At Central, took the loss. The Blue Jays had tied it up late in regulation on a penalty kick. Enrique Boscolo scored the penalty kick to tie it up, but Central got the game winner with just about 3 minutes to go in the contest.
First of consecutive opponents for Elmhurst out of the Michigan Conference. Olivet and Adrian will come up on Friday night.
Elmhurst had a 2-1 lead on Saturday afternoon where they played Simpson College. Simpson tied it up, and it was the Blue Jays getting the late game winner, Brian McMahon, the man who netted the game-winning goal at the end for Elmhurst in about the 84th minute.
Kyle Smith will circle as Sterner just finds some open space down the center. Here's Fred Smizer settling, attempting to start it, and it'll bounce into our direction and land at our feet, in fact. Hello, John Lutzinger. Stepping in defensively is Ken Miller to upend Smizer. Just underway in Elmhurst. Men's soccer action today. Elmhurst in the white, Olivet in the red.
Pair of freshman starters out there for the Blue Jays. Good heads-up approach that time by Reglin. Olivet offensive player had broken free down the outside. That's Esteban Russell, one of their 2 dangerous scorers. Russell had half their goals in their season opening win.
Only one match for Olivet. That was against Anderson out of Indiana, a 4-0 victory. Russell with 2 goals. Jared Wilson, a freshman, with 2 goals and 2 assists, taking part in all 4 of the goals for Olivet.
Wilson starting on the bench in this game.
Long run for Garza. Can he keep it in play along the near side? He does and settles down. Double teamed and poked away. Ken Miller there defensively for the Blue Jays. Racing over will be Cole Don to throw it in. Don with a long run onto the turf, angling towards the goal, and up to get it is Reglin, who bobbles momentarily. Fortunately, there are no red jerseys in the vicinity.
Very good recovery by Reglin. Stayed with that ball, but that's something, like you said, Tim, you want to make sure you can't do that in traffic.
Reglin eases it ahead. Ball is airborne at midfield. Still free. Esteban Russell on the chase. He won't get there. Instead, it's Sanchez stepping in front.
Already seen the Blue Jays going to have to be very careful with the speed of Esteban Russell. He can fly on the outside.
Speaking of speed, Elmhurst trying to press as well. Long ball aiming for Harper far side. Harper is fouled, but this will go against the Blue Jays. He's tangled up just outside of the box on the Olivet side. Coming up on 5 minutes into the first half. No score. Sterner steps in front. Guides Miller on the left side, and it's sliding and knocked away by Lutzinger.
Go ahead and pick that up, Holly. Thanks.
Come back for an Elmhurst throw-in.
Waiting for the ball to come back into play, in fact.
Miller's got it. Was just waiting for the Blue Jays to set up down there.
Left edge of the box. Cleared away, just out of the reach of Sterner. Stepping up is McMahon. He'll bring it into the offensive edge and steer left.
Kyle Wright controlling for the Blue Jays.
Madison brings it down. Swings wide. And too long, in fact, as he targeted Kyle Smith. So Lang will put it down for Olivet. Neither team with a shot so far.
Elmhurst does have one. They credited Austin Haas with that initial blast from just underway, but now a foul goes against Olivet. A little more fast-paced so far than what we saw on Sunday when the women's team played Kalamazoo out at Langhorst Field.
McMahon with the free kick on the Elmhurst side, seeking the box. And it's rolled away. McMahon just shoots it into the air near the Elmhurst bench. Still in play along that far side. Austin Haas lost it. Our officials today, Kevin?
George Gowie in the middle, and our linesmen are Besnik Rexhepi and Peter Balchunas.
And a push from behind. Sterner falls to the field.
A little slow to get up. Give the Blue Jays a shot here about 45 yards out.
No stoppage yet. Sterner's slow to return to his feet. They've been looking for a card there. Still favoring that left leg a bit as we restart play. Sterner waits. The wall sets up to the left. It's into the box and bumped away. Nice defense for Olivet. Zach Piotrowski in there along with Fred Smizer. Smizer putting it all the way back onto the Elmhurst side. Here's Alex Sanchez. Socking it up the right side.
Good job by Brian McMahon. Steered that ball completely away from Esteban Russell that time. Didn't let the Olivet forward try to come up with a steal.
Kyle Smith trying to work his way around Adam Wright. Forced to back it up, and an inadvertent pass. Garza takes away. Garza bothered by Haas. He'll have it kicked free.
Very nice job defensively by Austin Haas getting back. Just a little bit of contact there. They're going to let that go 9 times out of 10, just like you saw right there. Just kind of shouldered him off the ball a little bit. Went for the ball still.
.36 minutes left in this scoreless first half. It's the home opener for Elmhurst, the first of 3 in a row here at home. All 3 we will carry for you here on Blue Jay TV. Olivet, Adrian, and Edgewood. And then 3 straight on the road, Greenville, Webster, and Chicago. Conference play opens October 1st here at Barron's Park, 7:30 against North Park. A lot of road conference matches for the Blue Jays this year, which will make things a little difficult.
Be nice if all of our games out here at Barron's Park could have the same kind of weather out here tonight, Tim.
It is a little breezy, but that's about all as the Blue Jays are offside. Sun is shining, very sporadic clouds. Center line. Elmhurst bringing it into the offensive side. And it's taken away again by Olivet. This is our first look at the Elmhurst College men's soccer team. Let's take a look at the CCIW standings entering play today. North Park, Augustana, and Wheaton are all 2-0. Elmhurst, Illinois Wesleyan, North Central 1-1. Carthage 0-2. Milliken 0-3. This is the only match in the CCIW today. Tomorrow, Rockford is at North Central. And Concordia Chicago is at North Park. Nice attempt in the box. A little too high from Sterner over the crossbar.
Nice centering cross that time by Ken Miller. Fired that right into the box. Just Sterner able to connect, but just poke it high.
So another opportunity for Elmhurst here in the first. Nothing to show for it of yet. A blank slate. 34 minutes left in the first. Here once again is Lang. And Olivet just can't seem to control on the offensive side right now. Blue Jays are dominating the time of possession early on, and this will play out. Kyle Wright on the right side. As this one near the end line, and Olivet able to keep it in play to avoid a corner and a foul against Olivet, setting up a pretty good spot for a free kick about 30 yards away.
30 yards right from the top as Olivet just completely inadvertent that time, but two guys just backed over a Blue Jay offensive player.
A couple of seniors will address the ball, David Madison and Matt Sterner. Now Madison will part along with Thurman, and it'll be Sterner who's waiting for the wall to set up in front. A six-person wall for Olivet, aiming right corner and in. Matt Sterner finds the back of the net, his first goal of the year. And Elmhurst, with 32:59 left in the first half, scores on a free kick from dead on, wrapped around the wall. And Sterner has the Blue Jays on the board.
Great shot by Matt Sterner, just perfectly placed. Goalkeeper, you're just hung out to dry in that situation. Not much you can do. Hard to see that ball coming around that wall, and Sterner snuck it in perfectly.
Suppose that's the bad thing about having the wall. Sure, you want all those bodies in front to try and block a shot that will come directly at you. But at the same time, difficult to see if it works its way around the wall as well. So Olivet restarts trailing. It's the first goal allowed by the Comets this season, and this just their second match. Scored a 4-0 victory over Anderson in the season opener. Fred Smizer sashaying away on the far side. Elmhurst takes away, plays through, and it's taken away by Smizer. Trying to push up the left side, and Thurman will let it ride. Nice follow through on the throw-in from Thurman. It's headed away by Jake Jensen. And going the way of the Blue Jays.
Elmhurst very happy they're on the board early here. Trailed in each of their opening two games of the year, so this is the first time the Blue Jays have struck first.
Madison forced to send it back onto the Blue Jay half. Directed away by Jared Wilson. Elmhurst now with numbers. Through ball, far side, and nobody on the move. Easy handle for Lang in goal. Lang, one of three netminders for Olivet. And Gusmano and Matt Van Houten also goalies. Van Houten played in the victory over Anderson. Dead-on opportunity again, tangled up in the box and bumped aside. Austin Haas was in the vicinity.
Good job by the Olivet defense that time, steering that away. Otherwise, Haas may have had a point-blank scoring chance.
Thurman will set it up. The Blue Jays run it, similar to a corner here.
Thurman's got a very strong arm when he throws that ball in. And you're right, Tim. It is almost like a corner kick. He can toss it right into the middle of the box.
Sterner, who has the finder for the Blue Jays today, works it back towards Kyle Wright. Into the box again. Here's McMahon heading forward. And Olivet clears the zone. Adam Wright pushing through. Russell on the move, just out of the reach of Onwasco.
Regland came out to challenge. Not much he could do in that situation. Unfortunately for the Blue Jays, the cross rolls just a little too far out of reach for Owasco.
Owasco, a freshman out of Livonia, Michigan, appeared in the season opener. It's the best opportunity for Olivet so far, and I think that's where the Comets are at their best. Just trying to keep it in the midfield and wait for an opportunity where their forwards can use their speed. 15 minutes into the first half, Elmhurst on a free kick goal holds a 1-0 lead. Sanchez zoinks it out of play.
Ball actually stayed in, was headed out by Olivet, so it'll be a throw-in now for Elmhurst.
A wind's coming at us. Jake Jensen was in position. Head coach Chad Wiseman up, providing some direction. Thurman waltzes ahead. The high arcer in the vicinity of Wright. Played out by Jensen again. Thurman in among his teammates. Lofts it towards Wright. Jensen claimed this was off of Wright. Linesman on the far side did not agree.
Another opportunity here for the Blue Jays. Thurman from the far side.
And again, we'll see that similar to a corner setup.
Used to see this often. They would try to aim for the head of Brian McMahon. McMahon back in a sweeper spot today. Instead it looked like they were shooting for Austin Haas to the near side. Instead it'll roll out of bounds off of Olivet, and it'll be the Blue Jays' first corner kick.
Smizer and Dine on the scene.
Matt Sterner, the man who took most of those last year. Instead it's David Madison going over to put the ball on the tee for the Blue Jays.
Blasts it into the box and headed away by Dahin.
You noticed him, Brian McMahon was inside the box that time for the Blue Jays, giving them a big target to aim for off the header on the corner kick. But now he's trots back into the defensive spot.
McMahon 6'3", second tallest player on the roster. Jake Hunsinger is also at 6'3". Jeff Dorhauer, a sophomore defender, is at 6'4".
Another freshman defender as well, Cam Cooper, stands 6'4" for the Blue Jays.
I missed him.
Got some height.
Free kick for Olivet. Trying to counter. John Lutzinger has a go. And Kent Miller will turn along the near side. Leading Brett Harper. And I think we're going to have a foul called here.
Yep, tangled
on
up.
the near side.
Looked like Harper got taken down a little bit from behind. Referee over, made the call immediately. So a free kick from the near sideline here.
Alex Lang screened a bit. Blue Jays will break right to left into the box. It's headed down by Piotrowski and away from Garza. Esteban Russell against only Alex Sanchez. And Sanchez fortunately able to knock it out. That was a quick counter.
We said that Russell can absolutely fly. Sanchez doing the only thing he can do and just hammering that back into the, what do you call that, the weeds, the marsh behind us.
I don't think we can call it marsh yet. In a couple of weeks maybe we can call it the marsh when it's a little wet. Dangerous in the box. Adam Wright fighting. And loses it.
Opportunity that time for Olivet. Adam Wright unable to keep the handle, though, on the ball. Goes out of bounds and sets up another Elmhurst throw-in.
25-20 first half. Elmhurst 1, Olivet nothing.
Come right back to Keith Thurman. He'll move up about 15, 20 yards and throw it in again.
That's a nice weapon to have when you can constantly have the ball moving 20 yards up the field on a throw-in. Kind of keeps the defense off balance a bit.
And a collision right here. No whistle. Play on, says the referee. Brett Harper slowed a little bit, but he is okay.
Lutzinger had a window. Way too far for Garza. Kyle Wright with the throw-in honors along the near side. Plays it short and back for McMahon. Kind of a dangerous area here, particularly with the challenge coming from Garza. Lutzinger clearing away. Owasco on the move. Through to the left side, towards the box, and waiting is Regland.
Call that the first shot of the game, that time by Olivet.
Jared Wilson, a freshman forward. Just checked into the contest and was up front there.
Big leg by Regland as he sends that one all the way across midfield.
Olivet looking to quickly restart. Targeting Russell. A little too long.
They got it to him. Russell tried to send it back to the middle, but nobody there for Olivet. Only Brian McMahon there.
McMahon waiting. Right down Main Street.
Harper got a piece of that one. Couldn't quite redirect it to the side to Ken Miller, I think is what he was trying to do.
Nice takeaway. Right. Directs left towards Haas. He'll steer it out wide to the right side for the leaping Harper. Out it goes. Corner. Nope. Goal kick.
Off of Brett Harper and a goal kick here for the Comets. Blue Jays have been pressuring, though, Tim. Most of the 22 minutes have been spent in the offensive zone here. Olivet's had one good scoring chance with that cross that rolled just outside the reach of Camden Owasco.
Harper against Byling far side. Olivet settles down. Lutzinger aims for Garza. Miller is there. Miller battling against Garza. Out it goes off of Elmhurst. Smizer shoots it out of the reach of Adam Wright. Wright waiting towards the box and collected by Lang.
Just unable to control that one. That time was Wright. Lang a nice job to come out and stop that Elmhurst scoring chance.
Almost seemed surprised by how much space there was in front. Russell with his back to the goal. Olivet playing keep away. Now it's Elmhurst's turn. Sterner looked to thread the needle.
Not enough on the pass. Sterner knew it as soon as he let it go off his foot. He saw him kind of go a little disgusted with himself that time because he had Harper going down the middle.
Wright reaches out at midfield, has it taken away from behind by the challenge from Adam Wright. All the way into the box. Chested down by the freshman Reglan. Reglan claps his hands together. And his punt is to the center line. David Madison seeking an opening. Bouncing out next to us.
Kenny Miller, the throw in now for Elmhurst. Just over 20 minutes left in this first half.
Substitution here for Olivet. Billy Allman, freshman out of Lansing, Michigan, working his way on. Less than 20 minutes to go in this first half. A 1-0 Elmhurst lead. Allman with some room in front. Challenged by Thurman, who interrupts. Now it's Russell to bother Thurman. And it'll scoot into the Elmhurst bench. Sterner changing directions. Chips it up along the far side. Too long for Harper. Don, though, will play it out.
Elmhurst trader Matt Pasalacqua ducking and covering on the far sideline there.
You are in the line of fire.
Just about everyone is at the line of fire here. This stands much closer to the field.
That includes us.
Got to be on your toes. We've had
Here comes a corner for the Blue Jays.
many a soccer ball come our way in the 2 years that 2+ years now that we've been out at Barron's Park. David Madison to take the corner for the Blue Jays. McMahon slides back into the box here for Elmhurst.
Madison tees it up into the center of the box. McMahon fighting. Haas in there as well. Thurman plays it out towards Madison, who shoots it into the box again. And Olivet sends it airborne.
Harper just not able to get much on that one. Redirected the other way for Olivet. But quickly out of bounds and a throw-in opportunity for Elmhurst. And now the Blue Jays will go to the bench for the first time.
Kyle Wright exiting. Michael DeLong in. With 17.5 remaining in the first. Elmhurst up a goal. That's Sterner's first of the year on a 30-yard free kick from dead on. Wrapped around the wall and in. Madison attempting to work his way around. Finds the feed of the open DeLong. DeLong into the box. Out is Lang, though.
Big boot that time by Lang, and a nice heads-up play by Sanchez. So it was 2-on-1. Got his head on it, headed it backwards towards Reglan. And he scoops it up and keeps that ball out of harm's way.
Reglan a little bit out of position there as well. Nice recovery, though. We'll go shorter with this opportunity. And It'll be brought in by Olivet. Russell into the offensive side against Sanchez. A lot of contact there. And a goal kick. Sanchez basically using that end line as a defender against Russell as well.
Just shielding Russell off a little bit, making sure it goes out of bounds. Not wanting to give up the corner kick in that situation. Instead, Reglan will send it the other way for the Blue Jays.
Thurman doesn't know where it went. Out it goes off of Allman. 15:33 first half. 1-0 Elmhurst on top. We've got a whistle and a foul against Olivet.
Hard collision over on the far side. And Brett Harper knocked to the turf.
Free kick coming 50 yards away for the Blue Jays.
Quick restart for the Blue Jays as Haas sends it down the right side to Thurman.
Thurman shuffles left, moves right, and has it taken away. Coming at us, Garza attempting to keep it in. Nope. Almost became best friends with the speakers here at Barron's Park. By speakers, I don't mean us. Off of Harper to Olivet. Allman on the run. Thurman lets it roll. And we'll have substitutions each way. Reggie Thedford for the Blue Jays, out of Missouri, a freshman who's played in both matches so far this season. Dalton Gugamos, a junior for Olivet. Gugamos in on the act quickly. Miller along the near sideline, couldn't leapfrog his way over Owasco. 13:43 to play in the first half. Olivet trying to back the Blue Jays up a bit. Miller waiting for the setup. Aims for Thedford. Back towards Miller. At least surrounded. Madison tripped up and there's a foul. Free kick from 35 yards away, dead on. Similar to how the Blue Jays scored their first goal.
About 5 yards further back maybe than where they were in that first attempt.
But it'll again be Sterner. Alex Lang all the way over against the post. Trying to position his teammates here. Sterner airborne, and this time Lang was ready. A little too much air underneath.
Trying to chip it for that far corner. Wasn't sure if he was trying to get it up into the corner or maybe aiming for a Blue Jay coming across for a header, but nonetheless a nice save by Lang.
Owasco. A lot of mustard on the through attempt for Wilson. (12:10) first half. Miller backing up. Olivet trying to charge up and lock it in on the offensive side. Miller's throw doesn't even land in play.
Olivet throw in. 11:45 left to go in this opening half.
Lutzinger gives way to a teammate here as he will exit.
This game pretty much cruising right along right now.
Corbin Titus trotting on. Cole Dahan with the throw in instead. Head into the box. Dangerous. Still free. Garza spins at it. Onto the left side for Allman. Fighting for control with Thurman on his back. Tried to spin it up. And we'll have a goal kick.
Good effort that time by Allman. Able to keep the ball in play, but couldn't try to almost bicycle kick that over the head of Keith Thurman, chip it back into the box, and send it over the end line instead. Thurman draped right on top of him, making sure he had no real good look. Really had to kind of take that centering pass just blind.
Coming up on 10 minutes left in the first. Elmhurst with a 1-goal lead. First goal of the season allowed by Olivet. Just the second game for the Comets out of Michigan. Blue Jays have split their first two offerings against Simpson and Central. Piotrowski surveys the scene. Shoots one through the middle. Now Owaska will set it up. Aimed for the streaking Titus, who was offside, had to come back and recover, and he never recovered. Offside is the call.
Tried to hold himself up a little bit as he went through, but you called it, Tim. Never really did recover.
Well, I think he was expecting that ball to come all the way through. It found Wilson first instead, and then Titus had to try to back up. And just couldn't find himself back on side here with 9.5 to play in the first.
Man blasted ahead, but referee calling Reggie Thedford for a foul. Keith Thurman, a nice job to win that battle and set up Thedford as he tries to spring the Blue Jays, and DeLong on the outside leads him a little too far.
Madison controls. Bumped away by DeHen. Thurman with the long throw in again. Towards the box. Haas with a piece. One hopping though towards the waiting Lang.
Was trying to get the header airborne a little bit that time. Instead it skipped in front. Lang an easy save that time. But nonetheless, the Blue Jays continue to put some pressure on the Olivet defense.
1-0 Elmhurst with the lead. Throw in at midfield for the Red Shirts. Settled down by Snyder. And Madison lost it all the way to Olivet. Comes challenge. Bob Method from time. And Thurman pushes it out.
Just trying to slow him down that time. The speed of Jared Wilson coming from the far side. Thurman alert play, lets the Blue Jays set up defensively. A couple more subs now for the Comets.
Connor Plagans, Zach Schultz entering for the first time here in the opening 45.
We heard that story. Oh boy.
Dan with the throw in. McMahon pushes it away. Right foot from Titus. High and to the right. Olivet, though, starting to put together some good looks here late in the first.
A lot of players on and off the bench so far for the Comets early. Dave DiTomaso at Elmhurst hasn't gone to the bench quite as much.
Still in the air. kept in momentarily by Schultz. Played away by Gugumos. And McMahon steps in to challenge. Here comes Elmhurst with a counter opportunity. Just over 6 minutes left. Thedford on the move. Sliding in is Lang. Thedford to the box. And a shot to the right side. An alert shot at that because Lang was nowhere near the goal.
Heads up play, a shot actually by Austin Haas. You called it, Tim, and the right move to do in that situation. You want to try to just blast that ball over his head as Lang had come charging out like he had to try to prevent that long ball through to Tedford. But it came right back out to Austin Haas about 35 yards out, and he unloaded, but just missed wide.
A chance I think you live with there. 5.5 to play in the first. Elmhurst by a 1-0 margin. The throw in for Olivet. And we'll turn it around and make it a throw in for the Blue Jays.
Blue Jays out shooting Olivet here in the early going, 6-2 through the game's first 40 minutes.
Sterner directing right towards Thurman. Into the box, just out of the reach of the leaping DeLong. Elmhurst was hoping to maintain possession, but they'll say it's out off of the Blue Jays with 4:45 left in the first. Elmhurst trying to lock in on the offensive side. Haas towards Thedford, left of the box. Now it's Madison with all kinds of space. They'll play it out towards Thurman. Controlling. Thurman trying to rid himself of Allman, and it's poked away.
Comes the long toss from Keith Thurman again. Moves that fence back out of the way to get a long run up here.
4 minutes left. Lang will punch it away. Thurman uses his knees. He is surrounded by red jerseys on the far side. Thurman, though, somehow able to keep it in there, and it's out off of Olivet. He waited perfectly and sets up a corner.
Great battle by Keith Thurman. 1-on-2. And Thurman went down a couple times, but somehow battled for possession, and now they'll set up the corner kick.
3.5 remaining in the first. Elmhurst trying to build on a 1-goal lead. And now they'll go short with the corner kick. Madison to Sterner. Trying to catch Olivet perhaps out of position.
Man does keep it in bounds.
Here comes Olivet trying to counter. All the way towards the waiting Reglan.
Olivet had some numbers that time. Brian McMahon had gone up into the box again off that corner kick as a big offensive weapon. But Olivet leads the pass a little bit too far.
Wilson will force Reglan into picking it up. Bedford through. Olivet wanted it offside. Flag was not in the air. DeLong with a good challenge.
Good job by Alex Lang that time. Knew where that ball was going, and he could just feel DeLong challenging from the outside, sprinting up and smothering that ball before DeLong able to get there.
Here's DeLong again. First, though, it's pushed aside. And there's a foul. Also over the back of Turner.
And armor off net.
Hands down, hands on. And didn't have any with his whistle.
Right around midfield here for the Blue Jays. Under 2 minutes. 1:45 left.
Long one for Miller. Pushing into the box and just out of the reach of DeLong. Lang was way out of position.
I think Olivet a little surprised that Kenny Miller able to keep that ball in. Down on the end line, saved it, and got a scoring opportunity. Just like you said, just out of the reach of DeLong.
Boy, DeLong is pesky here in the first half. He is not giving up on anything on the offensive side. Dalton Gugamos controlling. Back towards Dehen again. Here's Haas along the right edge. Trying to feed Thurman. And an alert play by Dehen sliding in with less than a minute to go here in the first.
Blue Jays quickly pushing up now, knowing still got an opportunity here with 35 seconds. Keith Thurman going to get another long toss.
Near the corner, and offside is called on the throw-in.
I think that was a foul, actually. They're going to get in the box there. I think the linesman saw it and the referee in the middle. Negates the throw-in chance here. It looks like we'll go into the half at a 1-0 Elmhurst lead with just 7 seconds left on the clock.
Lang, for good measure, puts it onto the offensive side, but that is indeed the way the first half comes to a close. A free kick goal from Matt Sterner has been all so far. Elmhurst with a 1-0 lead at the half here at Barons Park. This is Elmhurst College men's soccer on Blue Jay TV. Men's soccer action on this Tuesday. The intermission has concluded. We're ready for the second half between Elmhurst and Olivet. Elmhurst with a 1-goal lead. Matt Sterner on a free kick. Finding the back of the net, wrapping around the wall, and the only goal of the matchup so far. I'm Tim Calderwood. Kevin Jude is alongside as play restarts. Olivet opens with possession here in the second. The Comets in the red, moving right to left. Elmhurst in the white. A fracas on the far side of the field, resulting in a throw-in for Olivet here to open this second half. Esteban Russell trying to turn, and he's stood up by Madison. Olivet seems to be coming out with a little bit more of a sense of urgency here to open the second half. Falling to the pitch is Corbin Titus. Aimed along that far side of the field. And it is again directed into the Elmhurst bench. Here comes the throw for Olivet. It is short towards Matt Garza, who will poke it up into the trees behind the Elmhurst goal. We've had a change in goal, speaking of which, for Olivet. Matt Van Houten enters, another freshman. You'll see that a lot in non-conference play. Teams kind of rotating goalies, trying to find that one who will be the go-to once conference season rolls around.
Especially early in the season, too, if you're talking about a couple freshmen rotating around. The Blue Jays did that. Haven't rotated it in the middle of a game yet, but they have switched some, made different starts, though, so far this year. This is John Reglin's second start. Jake Hunstiger started the last game for Elmhurst.
Good sliding take from Titus to interrupt. Here's Kyle Wright. He was targeting Harper. It's taken away by Olivet. Turning is Esteban Russell. Blue Jays looking for their first sustained offensive possession. 2 minutes into the second half, and it won't happen here. Rolling out.
Haas with a chance to spring Ken Miller down the far side, but just led him a little too far.
Blue Jays will step up here defensively, trying to trap it into the offensive side. They'll have an opportunity after a throw-in. Ken Miller being backed up here in the second half.
First half statistics look like this. Elmhurst without shooting Olivet 6-2, 3-1 advantage on shots on goal. 2 saves for Olivet, 1 for the Blue Jays. All 3 corner kicks in the game have gone Elmhurst way. It's fair to say that the Blue Jays controlled most of the first half action, Tim.
A little bit too high for Jared Wilson. Brian McMahon struts in. And Austin Haas will carry him this one far into the right.
Elmhurst with that 1-goal lead. It was Matt Sterner. 13th minute for the Blue Jays, connecting on the free kick.
Kevin was ready to duck for cover.
I was ready to scoop that ball up. I wasn't ducking. It's headed right our way. Instead, it'll be a Blue Jay throw-in.
Thurman leading Harper. Played away.
Talked about this in the first half, Tim. Now just another long throw-in opportunity for the Blue Jays. They move up about 20, 30 yards, and they'll do another throw-in. See if Thurman can lob this one into the box.
A little pressure in a little bit. Shield Van Houten. Headed by Harper, left of the net. Brought down by Miller. Tries to spin it away, and away it goes. Coming up on 5 minutes into the second. The only goal in the 13th minute for Elmhurst. Matt Sterner's first of the year. They've managed to slow down this Olivet squad, who scored 4 goals in their season opening win over Anderson. Turning is Harper. 1-on-4, pushed from behind. This is going to set up a golden opportunity for the Blue Jays. About 25 yards away, offset to the left of the net.
Oh, you called it. From behind, it's going to be a foul called every time. Official right on top. Matt Sterner going to have the honors again for the Blue Jays.
Sterner scored for the Blue Jays from this distance in the first half, although he was dead on. Here he'll have to rely on the help of his teammates. Sterner with the right foot, high and to the right.
Chipped it up and over.
.39-10 to play. 1-0 Elmhurst with the advantage. Van Houten disposing of an extra ball. Comes short with a bouncer. And Olivet will send it down the middle. McMahon chasing it down. Shedding 2 defenders. Couple of white jerseys up along the left side. Van Houten out in a dangerous slot. Slinging to the left side for Byling. Kept in play by Adam Wright. Headed the wrong direction though. And he'll play it out to his netminder.
It's going all the way across field, rotating backwards though, and now they'll play it out of bounds and it'll be a Blue Jay throw-in. Good pressure by Elmhurst. Right, nowhere to go, like you said, but backwards for the Comets.
Kept in along the far side. Settled down by Wright. Haas surveying. Deflected over towards the feet of Thurman. Feeding Wright. Stood up there. And along the near side and rolling out. 37:05 to go. Elmhurst with a 1-0 lead. Thurman throwing in deep on his side. Leading Harper. Dahan heads it away. Smith turning, stood up there. Lots of contact on the Olivet side. A foul coming from 45 yards away. Take your pick there. And a very angry Chad Wiseman on the Olivet bench. His exact words, "Can we get a call, please?"
Foul count 9-4. Olivet whistled for 9. Blue Jays whistled for 4.
Quick restart. Kyle Wright with a left foot. Poked away. Sent airborne by Esteban Russell. Brought in by Adam Wright. Long run, Adam Wright still carrying in, swinging out to the left side. Jared Wilson, who had 2 goals and 2 assists in the season opening win, has it play out.
Corner kick opportunity
It'll be a corner
now
for Olivet, their first of the night. The substitution will enter before Olivet has the opportunity to set up, though. Jake Jensen returns. Blasted away by Thurman.
It's a low liner just on the ground. Not a lot of air under that ball from Adam Wright, the man taking the corner kick for the Comets. Now it's a long throw-in.
Into the box, dangerous. And driven away by Thurman. Off the noggin of Smith.
Kyle Smith just trying to punch that ball ahead. Not let the Comets get too far deep in Elmhurst territory here.
Smith has been playing up on the offensive end for a majority of action today, with Brian McMahon back defensively. Couple of dozens battling along the far side. Garza for Olivet, Miller for Elmhurst. And another opportunity for the visitors, down a goal, 10 minutes into the second. Talked a lot about Elmhurst and their ability to treat throw-ins deep in the zone similar to corners. Olivet attempts to do that here. Spun away from the open Russell.
Comets went short with the corner kick that time. Russell was open and trying to wind up and fire on that. Instead, it'll be a throw-in for the Blue Jays. So we've played just over 11 minutes in the second half.
Sanchez, airborne. Bouncing around, 50-50, Wilson and Smith tangle. Here's Haas. Waist-high trap. Slinging out towards right, and there's another whistle against Olivet. And another unhappy comment from Chad Wiseman. .33 minutes left.
David Madison will restart it for the Blue Jays. Comes to the near side to Thurman.
And this will roll at our feet. Keith Thurman again, trudging ahead along the near side, a high arcer. Aiming for Harper. Sent back from whence it came. Thurman stood up again along the near side. Controlled by Esteban Russell. Sterner with position. And there's a whistle against Elmhurst. 32-15 remaining. Blue Jays up a goal.
Kyle Smith looks like he's just trying to stretch out a hamstring or a leg cramp here. Walking off a little bit.
He will head over towards the Elmhurst bench. And he will be replaced by Andrew Witzowski. And now we'll have a stoppage from the referee with 31:39 to play.
Witzowski on now for the Blue Jays as Elmer's trainers will look at Smith. And we're going again.
Russell restarts play. This is dangerous, but a nicely timed leap from Reglan. Kind of came out and fortunately was able to time his jump perfectly.
Good eyesight that time by Reglan. He tracked that ball the whole way. And a clean line of sight at the ball, was able to follow it all the way.
Another whistle against Elmhurst. Adam Wright will put it down. David Biling dancing around the ball. Olivet very patient offensively. A bounder headed up towards the box. And Reglan in position.
Good alert play that time by Reglan. Once that ball bounced off the head of Garza, he came trotting out, sprinting out actually to scoop that one up. Make sure there was no opportunity for the Comets.
Hard collision here on the near side.
Hey, Jared, better start with something. That was no foul.
Got a substitution for Olivet with James Lett entering. Freshman out of Memphis, Tennessee. Well, the advantage of a 4-0 win in your opener is almost everybody had an opportunity to see the field for Olivet.
Comets will reset towards the far side, but instead they boot it out, and it'll be another Elmhurst throw-in.
Reggie Thedford on. Here on Blue Jay TV, we'll have another broadcast coming your way against Adrian Friday night. And soccer again Saturday. Olivet visiting Elmhurst for the first ever night game at Langhorst Field.
Doubleheader weekend on Blue Jay TV. Tim Calderwood and myself will be back on Friday night for the soccer match. Mark Kruger, Tony Menestra have the call on Saturday evening. That game set to kick off at 6 p.m. at Langhorst Field.
At the feet of Thurman, who settles down. Forced to backpedal. Over to McMahon. With some room, McMahon onto the offensive side. Overshot his target, but the Blue Jays maintaining possession. Harper back again towards Wright. Wright spinning away. And it's Madison, sustained possession here for Elmhurst. Onside is Witzowski.
But overshooting it a little bit.
28-13 to play. Still just one goal, and that came in the 13th minutes. And we've got another substitution. John Lutzinger jogging on. Brian McMahon directs it towards Haas. Haas back towards Wright. To Haas again and through. And there's a whistle.
go against Haas.
Smizer takes his time. McMahon along the far side. Headed. Knocked ahead by Dehen. With it is Biling. Waltzing left. Now it's Sterner through. Leading Harper on the move. Nice sliding take from Owasco. Elmhurst looking to build on a 1-goal lead. Harper was bothered from behind by Lett. Now here comes Olivet with an opportunity to counter. Wright had to slow down to stay onside. Wright pushing right. Stinging out wide to Garza near the flag stick. Garza waits for his teammates, and it's headed away by McMahon.
Olivet with a good opportunity that time. Deflection off the Blue Jays led to a 2-on-2 situation. Like I said, Wright doing his best to make sure he had to stay onside. Really couldn't go at it from the angle that he was coming, so he had to switch directions, go opposite side of the field, and that let the Blue Jays get back a little bit defensively.
Here's another throw-in for Olivet. Aimed towards the box, and a diving save made there by Reglin.
Looked like that was Russell who got the header on it. Almost 20 minutes in the books here in the second half. Score remaining 1-0 in favor of the Blue Jays.
Lutzinger did his best to keep it in, could not. And so Harper will scoff his way in on the far side. Sterner stood up. Olivet has a chance to counter. Wright, bothered from behind by Haas. Couldn't keep it alive. Lutzinger does, though. Madison now steps in front. And here comes a Blue Jay chance. Thedford through, aiming for Harper, and out to challenges Van Houten, who's there first.
Good run by Brett Harper. Thedford just let him a little bit too long to the outside. Otherwise, a great scoring chance for Elmhurst.
Elmhurst 1, Olivet 0. Russell, right on the edge of the box. Turning and burning against Sanchez, and a foul against Elmhurst will allow Olivet a solid chance here.
Just outside the edge of the box here. Not necessarily the greatest angle for the Comets, but still nonetheless a good scoring chance here. Is Olivet going to pack it in the box?
Smizer is at the yellow line. Just a two-player wall for Elmhurst with the left hand in the air, the left foot to the box, and directly at the waiting Reglin.
They'd like to have that one back again. Reglin did not have to move. Smizer hit it right directly into the chest of Elmhurst keeper John Reglin. The Blue Jays dodged the scoring chance by the Comets.
And a whistle against Olivet enables the Blue Jays with a free kick on the offensive side. Off we go with Sterner over to right. Centering through and sliding his way in defensively is Dehen. Here's Thurman. Aiming for Sterner. Pressured by Thedford, who steps in.
Nice job by Reggie Thedford stepping in, taking the ball away, but good recovery that time by Titus of Olivet. Prevented Thedford from having a breakaway chance. check that. That was actually Dehen, not Titus of Olivet.
Sterner. Over towards Witsowski. Thedford breaking towards the box. Aimed through and headed in. Austin Haas off the great cross.
Perfectly set up. Keith Thurman sent the cross, and Austin Haas in perfect position. Doesn't get much any easier than that.
It's now a 2-goal advantage for the Blue Jays. In front of the home fans for the first time during this 2011 season. Up 2-0. First ever meeting between Elmhurst and Olivet in men's soccer. And right now it belongs to the Blue Jays. See if Olivet tries to press a little bit more here now with that 2-goal deficit.
Now, if you're Elmhurst, you can breathe a little bit of sigh of relief. The Comets had been pressuring a little bit and had some scoring chances, but now a 2-goal cushion.
Thedford chasing Smizer. McMahon knocks it away. It's played out by Harper, almost directly into the trash can on the far side of the field. Don't know if it would have been worth 2 points or not.
A little more than midway through the second half. 21 and a half left on the clock.
Now a 2-goal lead for Elmhurst. A Matt Sterner free kick in the 13th minute, and moments ago, Haas finishing off the cross from Thurman.
Blue Jays out shooting the Comets now 9-5.
Sterner and Haas with their first goals of the season here tonight.
Elmhurst has taken more shots, but interestingly enough, Tim, both teams with an identical 4 shots on goal so far. John Regland with 4 saves for the Blue Jays. Save apiece for Lang and Van Houten. Excuse me, both saves for Alex Lang for Olivet, none yet for Van Houten.
Piotrowski tried to work its way through. Here's Witsowski. Back towards right. Targeting the corner of the box. Nobody home. 20 minutes left. A 2-goal Elmhurst lead.
See if Coach Dave DiTommaso will go to his bench here in a little bit. See some players stirring over there already.
Piotrowski couldn't put it past the diving noggin of Christian Mullen, who has entered for the Blue Jays. Mullen, another freshman. Michigan native, appearing in his 3rd match of the year. We're at Barron's Park in Elmhurst, Illinois.
Sterner looks for Wysowski for the near side. That goes deflected out, actually. Excuse me, it was an Elmhurst throw-in. Another throw-in opportunity here for the Blue Jays.
This might actually be a corner, if I'm seeing it correctly.
You are. It is a corner kick. It's hard to see from our angle, but it is a corner kick for David Madison. Brian McMahon heads into the box again for the Blue Jays.
Dead on and cycled over the top by Sterner and into the parking lot.
Sterner had a chance to settle that one down and get a good look, but just pulled it high.
Well, I think the initial attempt was for Christian Mullen, actually. Kind of went past him and back towards Sterner, who was targeting for his 2nd goal of the ball game. A 2-0 lead for Elmhurst in the Blue Jay home opener. Play on. Harper. Through for Witzowski. Oh, way too long.
Both teams with players down there for a minute. Sterner okay. So is Wright for Olivet, excuse me, that's Garza rather.
Van Houten with the goal kick, 17.5 to play. Elmhurst by 2. Here comes some more Blue Jay pressure. Sterner ridding himself of defenders. Thurman seeking an opening. And off the head of Witzowski.
Madison launched that one just a little bit high. Witzowski did get ahead on it, but nothing he can do but send it backwards.
Tyler Faring on for Elmhurst.
Just under 17 minutes left on the clock.
First appearance of the season for Faring, a freshman out of Crystal Lake, Illinois. He will replace Harper. Sanchez has been on the whole game. And an Elmhurst throw. Thurman waiting again. To the left side. Kept in by Mullen. And he'll zing it over the end line.
Matt Sterner trying to set that play up as he tried to head it into the corner for Mullen to send him on across.
Under 16 minutes left. Olivet needs to find some offense. DeHen takes his time. Looking for Lutzinger. Through along the far side. Schultz will give chase. But Regland there as he has been all night long. Down to 15 minutes left. Allman keeps in. Back to Titus. Plays off of Witzowski. Titus across to the right edge. Sliding in to prevent it away from Elmhurst.
Reggie Tedford trying to turn on the speed there and got past one man. Tried to jump over a second.
Cerner with a blast. Diving is Van Houten.
Sterner trying to catch Olivet off balance a little bit, just point blank unloaded there from a distance. A good save by Van Houten.
Out of the reach of Allman. Still on the move.
Nice job by Sanchez, just able to go into this line tackle and try to slow that down a little bit as Allman had gotten past Keith Thurman.
13:42. Here's Witzowski with a long run. Aimed for Sterner, but it's knocked away. Quick counter attempt for Olivet, thwarted by Mullen. Mullen along the far side. Settled down. Battled for. And out. Under 13 minutes remaining. A 2-goal Elmhurst lead. Van Houten rolls it ahead towards Lutzinger.
Goals by Sterner in the 13th minute. Goal by Austin Haas in the 68th minute. So far, the only offense of the game. Sterner's coming off a direct kick. Haas is with an assist from Keith Thurman.
The left foot of DeHen. Bumped away. Allman tries to control. Back towards midfield. Bedford, a nuisance.
Bedford's been a thorn in the side of Olivet most of the game since he came on as a sub. He's got very quick speed, goes after that ball hard.
Elmer's just looking for the open body right now. Staying patient, forcing Olivet to commit. Headed away. 11.5 remaining. A 2-goal Blue Jay advantage. Sterner with his chest. Bedford in the box. Working against Lutzinger, who wins the battle. We have a goal kick coming and a substitution for Olivet. Returning is Jared Wilson. It's been very quiet today despite being involved in all 4 goals for Olivet during their season opening win. Chasing is DeHen. And driving it into the weeds. Mullen towards the box. Aggressive is Van Houten.
Good idea by the Blue Jays that time as Mullen sent it through after the nice touch in by or throw in by Thurman. Like you said, the aggressiveness of Van Houten snuffed that play out before it could develop.
10 minutes left. Elmhurst 2, Olivet nothing. Mullen will challenge in amongst the spectators. You can see that little bit of urgency now on the looks of the Olivet players. They know the margin.
Handball called on the Blue Jays. Very quick restart here by Olivet.
Nice move from Wilson. Along the box. Deflected away, a corner upcoming. Substitutions first.
Enrique Bascolo, his first action.
The corner. Past the box. And Olivet looking for another corner.
Instead it's a goal kick according to the linesman on the far side.
Heard a couple of gripes there. Number 1 was for the corner. Number 2, they were calling for a potential handball in the box. 8:45 to play. And we've got a stoppage as the referee headed over and sending a yellow card to the Olivet bench. Eight and a half left. A 2-goal Elmhurst advantage. Here's a whistle against the Blue Jays. Olivet taking a long time here to set up despite being down 2 goals.
And that's something the Comets can really afford to do here, Tim. Like you said, every second is precious when you're down 2.
Wilson waiting with the left foot into the box. Sent airborne by the Blue Jays and headed out.
Nice play. Brian McMahon got the leg on that ball to clear it out of the box.
Jake Jensen airborne. And out off of the Blue Jays for a throw on the Elmhurst side with 7:38 to play.
Good scoring threat by the Comets right there. Good look on the cross, but McMahon in position to knock it back out. The Comets will get another throw in from the far side with 7.5.
Cycled with the right foot to the waiting Blue Jay defender. That was Plagans with the right foot attempt. And Reglan there for the easy stop. 7:05 to play. Remains a 2-goal advantage for Elmhurst. Again, it's Wilson. Boy, has he been busy over the last few moments.
Sanchez there, McMahon there to come over and help.
Garza driven away.
Blue Jays have been very cautious defensively, working when Wilson has the ball and also when Russell have the ball. They know what they're capable of doing after what they did to Anderson in the opener.
Witzowski ahead for Sterner, who's onside. Van Houten doesn't do a whole lot there, but he does buy his defenders a few moments. Here's Witzowski again. Tangled up in the box.
A double team that time by Olivet. Dehen with some help. I believe that was Heinous coming over.
6 minutes to play. And a goal kick for Olivet. John Puente turning, and a whistle against Olivet. Kyle Wright a little slow to his feet. Brian McMahon all the way towards the left side, cleared out. Elmhurst just milking some time here. Sterner aiming for Witzowski, who is offside.
And a card here in the process there to see who that one was on.
Well, I think that was on offside after the foul then.
I think that was on 18.
Blue Jays with a free kick, trying to build on a 2-goal advantage with 4.5 remaining. Short free kick for Elmhurst. Already up 2. Knocked over the fence by Gugamos. Chipped up in among the youth football team practicing along the far side with 3:45 remaining. Sterner out for a Saturday stroll. And we've got a goal kick. Jake Jensen plays along the far side for Schultz. That was quick. Elmhurst looking to work their way over the 500 mark for the first time this year. There's a whistle against the Blue Jays. With less than 3 minutes remaining. Wente over towards Allman. Changing directions. Looking through. And driven away. Sterner all by himself. Waits for his teammates to join. Stood up there, challenged, still free. Sterner's on top of the ball. And the foul goes against Elmhurst. And now another one. This near midfield with 2:14 to play.
Olivet now starting to press up a little bit. You can see Van Houten playing all the way up.
Well off the mark from Titus. Tried to steer it with the right foot. Under 2 minutes remaining. In the home opener for Elmhurst College tonight here at Barron's Park in Elmhurst, Illinois. Tim Calderwood with you alongside Kevin Jude. We'll be the tandem again on Friday. Elmhurst welcomes Adrian Friday night. Witzowski can't win the foot race against Titus, but backs it up.
Sterner trying to give and go that time with Witzowski, but just deflected off of Plagans.
Ping-ponged around.
Enrique Viscola with the header. Viscola, one of the three captains for the Blue Jays, along with Kenny Miller and David Madison. Down to just 40 seconds to go in this contest.
Elmhurst content to just consistently let it bounce out.
Blue Jays trying to put the finishing touches on their first home victory and their first shutout of the season.
Olivet with other ideas. A nice foot move from Gugamos. But with 23 seconds, it is again bumped away.
Van Houten standing all the way out by the 30-yard line now.
Way in. Adding an extra body into the box. 10 seconds. The left foot of Dehen misses
Headed
high.
Dehen with a good opportunity that time again by the Comets, but nothing they can do as it just sails too high.
And that's the way the match ends. Elmhurst with a 2-0 shutout. Olivet in their second match of the year fails to score for the first time this year, while the Blue Jays turn their first blank sheet of the season. Elmhurst is 2-1, Olivet 1-1. 2-0 the final on this Tuesday here in Illinois. An early goal in the 13th minute from Matt Sterner on a free kick. Sealing the deal in the second half, Austin Haas, both with their first goals of the year as the Blue Jays improved to 2-1. Thanks for tuning in to Blue Jay TV today. Again, we'll have some more men's soccer action for you Friday night right here at Barron's Park, Elmhurst and Adrian. And football on Saturday night. That's right, a night game at Langhorst Field on Saturday at 6 o'clock. Elmhurst against Olivet in non-conference play. For our entire crew and for my partner Kevin Jude, I'm Tim Calderwood. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you again soon.